If you are unhappy with something, you need to change it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not up to anybody else to come save you or come put in the work for you. You need to change it. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. So we have 10 subscribers. Soon that will be 10K. Don't you worry. I'm actually really excited because I know I said I wasn't gonna promote my YouTube, but I'm like, hold on. Y'all like the content? Because happy to promote it. Hold on. Another video shooting on my Extra Muse, and I'm not gonna lie, this is my camera. Like, I feel like the quality is perfect. Yeah, this is my camera. So anyways, let's get into the makeup. Just gonna do a quick little light beat because I just got off of work. About to go to dinner. About to get some dinner with my man. We don't got no groceries, girl. We got no groceries. I am the worst at my eyebrows. I don't know why, but I just can't do a brow. It's like the shape of my eyebrow. Like, do I follow that? I don't know, but we're just gonna go with it. I have always wanted to make a YouTube channel. I don't really like watching other people's vlogs. I usually like watching like chit chats and like advice type of videos, but not too much, because if you have ever been on like advice and like self-help YouTube, it gets repetitive. Like, it gets really repetitive. So I'm just really gonna talk about my journey with content creation and what that's been about. I feel like content creation, OMG. I will say when I first started posting content, it was probably around like 2020, the pandemic time, when everybody was in the house, just bored, didn't have much to do. Right before the pandemic was the last time that like I was truly confident in my body. Body was tea, let me tell y'all. I say like 2018 to like 2021, body was TAF. Now that pandemic and the rise of DoorDash killed all of that stuff. Hi. Hello. Hi, lady. Hi, lady. Hi, mama. Ooh, I should probably get my mic. Okay. Okay, so I'm all mic'd up. I hope that it's not like too loud. Um, is it too loud, y'all? Y'all would tell me, right? So this is the newest attachment that I got, but oh no. Okay. I was about to say it's already going to be a problem because this is USB-C on the bottom, and the bottom of my Extra Muse is like a screw. It looks like this. How do I turn this on? What? This is weird. One thing about a young hoe, we're not gonna read no instructions. I'll figure it out though. So I took this bottom piece of my Extra Muse out. Ooh, it's charging. Babe, I got a new attachment. Say hi to the vlog. Okay, so this is gonna be a really quick video because I am running out of time. Like I was saying, 2020, I think that was like my most confident. I was always trying to take pictures, and like the type of person that I am, I never really thought about what other people had going on. I was really only focused on myself. In this stage of life, I should say, I was kind of like modeling. I was an aspiring model. I figured out really quickly that if you're 5'6", good luck, you know? And it just wasn't something that I was super passionate about. And then later on in life, I became a photographer. Ooh, look at that brow. Journey started out, y'all, with me modeling, and it was cool until I was like, I'm 5'6", I don't know how far I could take this. And then I stopped modeling. So then after I stopped modeling, I started a clothing brand, and my clothing brand was called Little Carino. It was the most random name. I was like, okay, what sounds cute? I took inspiration from Pretty Little Thing because I was like, Pretty Little Thing sounds cute. I'm like, I need a cute brand name that the girls would be like, oh yeah, where'd you get that from? I got it from here. Started my clothing brand, and it was a hit. I'm not gonna lie, my clothing brand was a hit. Like, I ran that page up, just me and my friends, iPhone camera, no digis were involved, ran that little page up. I think at its peak I'd gotten like 1,200 followers. I was doing pretty good for myself. I've always been like really confident online. I never really paid attention to like what other people had going on. Perception, I didn't really have a fear of perception. Everything was going well. I think in total, having 2 drops, I made about like $5,000. I was like 19. I didn't really know what I was doing, but I was just doing it. And I remember it was the greatest feeling ever, like having orders come in. My mom would literally help me pack the orders. My friends would like help me pack the orders and ship it. And I was like one of them girls, like I would take the pictures of like all the packaging and like you know, it was a really good time. It was a great time to be alive. Where it all went wrong, summer of 2021, I got an internship. At the time in my life, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was just like, okay, I like this clothing brand stuff, but I wasn't fully confident that this was gonna be my end all be all. I was focused on like getting an internship and stuff. I honestly wish I would have just locked in on my clothing brand. But also at the time, right, I was purchasing clothes from like a third party and I would bulk order them. I would get samples and stuff like that, and then I would kind of tease it, see what people were feeling, and then depending on like the crowd reaction, I would order a bulk order. But the problem with 2020 is that the trends were going so freaking fast, I could not keep up. It took like 6 weeks to ship the stuff from China. It just wasn't working, and I had all this inventory in my mom's basement that I also held onto for years, mind you. I held onto that stuff for years because it was such a big part of me. I had all this inventory, and I'm like trying to do the pre-order thing, but you know, we're in the age of Amazon. Nobody wants to wait for a pre-order. In the age of Amazon, nobody wants to wait for a pre-order, so it just made things really challenging because I was just like in this space of like, okay, do I take a risk and order something? What if people don't like it and I have a whole bunch of inventory and I'm 19 and I don't have that much money? With the wholesale vendors, it's like something that you'll notice about Instagram boutiques, and if you could think back to 2020, girl, we was all selling the same thing. We was all selling the same exact thing. And for me, it was just like, I want to sell something original. People know like, okay, this is original to this brand. And with the vendors, girl, they was selling everybody the same thing. So it didn't really feel super intentional. Because of that, I kind of put my clothing brand on pause. After that, and this is not a video about my journey with my clothing brand, I'll definitely talk about that because that has had so many ups and downs as well. And then I paused that. Now what I started to do, I took a little break, but around, I'd say like 2023, 2024, started to post food reviews, like food content. And girl, if you ever want to go up on social media really quickly, start posting food reviews and food content videos. I swear that's like the easiest way that you can blow up. I'm posting the food reviews, I'm doing the food content, and it was cool until I was just like, if I become an influencer, right? Number one, the DMV is not yet an influencer type of city. They have like influencer events and stuff like that, but when you think of like influencer city, you think LA, Cali, Miami, like places that have, I don't know, DC just ain't there yet. It's on its way, but it's just not there yet. And that's because like DC is not a very creative place. DC is a very finance, government, military, tech type of place. I was like, look, I don't want to become one of those creators that only post food reviews. And then I was like, if I build a core audience based off of food reviews and I post anything other than food reviews, how am I going to get out of that niche? You get what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of chilled on the food reviews. I have a friend, she's a creator as well. She's a really big creator, and she was just kind of telling me her experience and stuff like that. And I learned that, bruh, it's easy to really like typecast yourself as a foodie because restaurants, what they'll start to do, some places will pay you, but some places will just try to pay you in food. And I was just like, bruh, if I keep eating, I'm gonna keep getting big. Like, this is all, no. So the food stuff, I was just like, yeah, I'm good off of that. I actually did get one food brand deal. It went horribly wrong. It went horribly wrong. That man, he paid me for a collab, but what he really needed was a social media manager, and then like they ghosted me. It was just bad. It was really bad. So that was the food content. So after I decided that I don't want to do food content anymore, I was like, okay, I want to kind of do lifestyle content. But around this time, TikTok was my safe space. It was my safe haven. Everybody started joining TikTok. And keep in mind, prior to, I don't know, I'd say like 2020, I was so confident, didn't really care about perception. I didn't care about anything. I would just kind of exist and show up. Whew, Lord. So TikTok now has everybody on TikTok, and I was just like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, we skipped a chapter. While I'm doing like the clothing brand stuff before the food content, I was doing makeup content. I was making makeup videos. I had a makeup page called F2 Faces, and I would just post makeup videos on there. That was fun and all, but I just realized, like, I don't know, I kind of just fell out of love with makeup. Like, I don't know, it just got to a point where I was just like, okay, I've done like not every look, but I don't love this enough to keep going, so stop doing makeup. I was a makeup artist for like 2.5 seconds, you guys. That was the most stressful time of my life because I cannot color match. So makeup, I was like, yeah, this ain't the one. Stop doing makeup. Cool. So after the makeup is when I did the food content, and then after the food content I tried to segue into lifestyle, which was like hotels and travel and stuff like that. Around this time is when like a lot of people started joining TikTok and social media, and I was just like, this is too much. Like, this is too much perception. So I stopped. I like immediately stopped making content. I wasn't as consistent. I would post here and there, but I don't know. And then TikTok came out with the profile views. When TikTok did that crazy stuff with profile views, I was like, what is wrong with y'all? And why would y'all? There's just some stuff that in this life we don't need to know. And then they took it a step further and they showed people that were viewing your post and didn't like it. No. It was too much for me. To this day, I still have that turned off. I do not check my profile views. I don't need to know. That's been my journey with content creation. Just to kind of recap, because I know I tell stories all over the place. So we started with modeling, clothing brand, makeup page, food reviews / travel. Travel content stopped because I wasn't traveling as much. I was like, ooh, this ain't sustainable. I can't do this. So stop the travel content. Those are the different things, avenues that I've kind of explored, and mostly on Instagram and TikTok. Last year was like the mysterious era. I don't know why we was all being mysterious, but I guess that's what was in. So we was being mysterious. And I think I was like a little bit too mysterious to the point where now I put myself in this weird box where I hate posting. Like, I only post on my close friends. I don't even like posting on my main story. Every now and then I'll get like a sporadic moment where I'm just like, hey, okay, I'm gonna do this. What I'm trying to do is get back to creating content, because I realized, like, if you watch my previous video, you know that I talked about how I would love to work in corporate beauty, but the problem is, like I said, the DMV is not really a creative place. And in college, I didn't know that I had to be industry specific with the internships that I was getting, so I have no beauty background. Even though I love makeup, I used to have a makeup page, I did social media here and there. It's like I don't have like a true portfolio, so now I'm trying to show some type of online presence, and I'm not going to become a LinkedIn influencer warrior. I'm not doing it. So now that I'm on YouTube, I mean, I kind of love it, and like I said, I have not been promoting it. I've been posting on my close friends here and there, but I just feel like, I don't know, when you ask people to go watch your stuff and then they like do watch your stuff and then they don't comment and then they don't subscribe, it just gets weird. I feel like right now this is my safe space. This is the girls' bathroom, so let's enjoy it while we can. And I just feel so free. I feel like TikTok before everybody got on. Y'all remember when everybody was saying TikTok was lame? I ain't forget y'all was calling TikTok lame. I don't really know where I want to go with this. I think that as long as I'm posting, I have a video diaries of my 20s essentially. So that's what this kind of is right now. And I have like a love-hate relationship with like being an influencer. Seems really cool, but because you don't really clock in and clock out and you just have to show up and you're your own boss and you have to do your own taxes, you have to do your da 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 da, it kind of scares me, because it's like, okay, when does it stop? How do you take a break? How do you do PTO for being an influencer? You know what I mean? So that's where I am with that. And literally my beat is like basically done, because I told my boyfriend I'll be ready by 7:15. It's 7:07, and as you can clearly see, I'm almost ready. I think this page, I want to just post like whatever I want to post, and then if later I decide to niche down, I'll do that. That's another thing that's so hard for me, like niching down. Oh my gosh, I swear I am a jack of all trades, like, but a master of none. But also, the full saying is a jack of all trades, but a master of none is still better than a jack of one. Something like that. That's like the full saying that allegedly they be cutting out. I always have this duality of like, okay, oh, you guys, I'm so all over the place. I completely forgot my photography era. Y'all, I've had every single era. So I'm a photographer and a kind of a videographer, not really, but kind of. That also kind of started in 2021, 2022. I don't know. So I started photography because a lot of the photographers that were shooting me were men, and I feel like a lot of men do not have a vision. I swear they do not have a vision. This is no shade. I've worked with some really great male photographers, but I'm a very much DIY person, clearly. And it got to a point where I was just like, man, I can do this better. I can do this better. And I started photography, and photography, of all the other passions, the top two are photography and makeup. Those are like my one true loves. No matter how far I get away from it, how much I fall off from it, doing it is always gonna bring me joy. Photography and makeup. Last year was probably like a month ago. But I don't promote it as much because of my job. No, but seriously, I'm very blessed to have a job. Before I had my job, I used to do concierge, and concierge was very much you clock out, you're done with that job, you leave your job at work. My job now is a little bit more mentally involved. Like I can't just like clock out and be done, if that makes sense. This has been like an ongoing internal battle that I've been having. When I wanted a job so bad, I got the job, and now I'm just like, ugh, I don't have time for my creative passions. I'm learning that, like, okay girl, you just have to make time until you can change your circumstances. So it is what it is. Funny enough, before I had this full-time job, I was fiending for a full-time job. I was fiending for a full-time job, you guys, and then I got it, and I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I know that that story was like in 1,000,001 places, but I hope y'all were able to follow. And that's really why I'm just making YouTube. I feel like I just need like a creative outlet and find a way to get back to being myself, my confident self, when body was tea. Body is not tea as much anymore because of DoorDash and Uber Eats, but it's cool, I guess. And funny enough, right? I have recorded so many videos. I have edited everything. So many videos for YouTube, just didn't post it. But this year, I'm just like, I need to do something. I need to do something. I can't keep, if you are unhappy with something, you need to change it. Like, you know what I mean? It's not up to anybody else to come save you or come put in the work for you. You need to change it. So that's what I'm trying to do right now. I love this blush. It's by Fenty, and it is so, it's like a blush slash highlight, and it's so subtle. When I first got it, I hated it so much, but it's one of those blushes that you build up. I've been getting off topic a lot, but basically what I was saying was that I have recorded, edited to the T so many videos that I just never posted. What people don't talk about is having a content graveyard. Oh my gosh, for years, you guys, I've had a content graveyard, and I'm kind of tired of it looming over me. It's like I got super picky about content, and I was just like, I need this lighting, I need this, I need this. You don't need any of that stuff. Just start. It's me constantly moving the goalposts for myself, but we ain't doing that no more. I'm not doing that anymore. No, I'm done. Also, that's the end of this video. Still no YouTube outro, but we gotta go to dinner. I'm gonna finish the look properly for y'all. One thing about me, I'm gonna buy a brown liner. I actually don't like this liner just because it's very ashy. Like, I like a warm brown. I got this Tower 28 like lip gloss. It's called Pistachio, and I think it's like the perfect like pinkish color. This is the e.l.f. Okay, and that is the look. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know my story was all over the place. I'm working on it. I'm only human, okay? All right, bye. See you in the next video.